Hey, folks. So, today I'm going to talk about morality. And really, my standard of morality is very simple, and that is to do the least amount of harm as possible. Life is really like a giant traffic jam. You've got people in front of you, you got cars at the back of you, you got cars on the side of you. And if you move too fast forward, you're going to hit somebody else's car. Metaphorically speaking, you're going to mess up their life in some way. If you reverse too fast, you're going to hit somebody's car and do the same thing. So essentially, what it is you're trying to play a game of how can I move forward without doing the most damage to somebody else. Essentially, that's what I think morality equates to. Uh, how it relates to you personally and everybody else around you. I don't take it any further than that. If you're going to be a person who just, you know, does the best you can not to cause too much harm, I think that's pretty much the uh, the core value of morality, right? You're not doing malicious harm to people, and you're considering yourself because you don't want someone else to do malicious harm to you. Therefore, you don't want to hurt anybody else. That's pretty much it. I mean, you really don't need anything other than that. Don't be a douchebag. Essentially, is what that relates to, right? Um, but some people take it too far. Like some people take moralism and they give it all sorts of forms that it doesn't need. They try to impose rules on themselves and others that don't need to be there. For example, thought police. This idea that just thinking about something that might be considered morally wrong or societally unacceptable, that means that you're guilty because you're thinking about it, and therefore, since you're thinking about it, you're a bad person. That to me is just completely fucking stupid. It's absurd. I mean, I don't care about what thoughts course through your mind at any given moment. So long as you're not out here harming people based on those thoughts, if those thoughts don't lead you to do malicious harm and cause more suffering, then what is it any business of mine or anybody else's what thoughts you have or what you think about for whatever reason? I really don't get that idea of trying to police people's thoughts and people's fantasies. I just don't get it. Like, okay, you have a let's say, somebody says, "Oh, well, I wish I could rob a bank. I wish I could just go and, rob a bank and get a bunch of money or do whatever else." I mean, if they're thinking about that and uh whatever they get from that, if they're thinking about it, whose business is it really? I mean, who is it going to hurt? That they're thinking about that, so long as they aren't doing it. See, there's a thing about thoughts and actions, right? If you can think about something, that's just a thought. But the moment it becomes an action, that's when it becomes more valuable, right? Because let's say you're talking to somebody and somebody, they disagree with you and you disagree with them. And your thought is, I really want to punch this guy in the face. Well, you don't punch the guy in the face, obviously, because number one, that's a violation of the law. And on top of that, you're causing unnecessary harm. You're causing unnecessary problems, right? So you can think about doing something, but the moment you actually do it, the action carries forth. That's when it becomes of concern to yourself and to everybody else around you, right? So I don't buy this whole idea of policing people's thoughts because it's just completely unnecessary. Why do we have to make things more complicated than what they already are? Morality should just be about how it relates to you and society around you in terms of your actions. That's it. I don't think it needs any deeper uh, metaphysical uh, explanation than that. Do the best you can not to cause harm, unnecessary harm. And the reason I keep saying unnecessary is because no matter what you do in life, you are going to cause some extent of harm to somebody else. Maybe not on a level of severe suffering, but you're going to hurt somebody in some way. You might look at somebody and they might interpret that look that you gave them as a bad thing, and it might cause them some kind of suffering. You might inadvertently step on somebody's toe while you're walking. That might cause them some kind of, you're going to hurt somebody eventually. It's just how this life is. It's, like I said, it's a compacted traffic jam. And whether you move forward or back, you're going to hit somebody's car. But the best possible way is to try to make it less painful, less suffering as possible. And that's really what it comes down to. You don't want anybody to harm you, so therefore try not to do as much harm to somebody else. So that's pretty much my standard of morality. I'm not concerned about any deeper explanations than that. I'm not concerned about the whole sin and the religious affiliation that they give to morality. They affiliate morality with godliness and so on and so. I just think it's unnecessary. I mean, totally unnecessary. What more do you need than don't be a douchebag? It's so simple. And humans love to complicate things beyond what's necessary. I don't understand it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think about it. Live your life. Try not to hurt people. Try not to cause too much suffering while you're here. And do your time and get out. Try to enjoy what you can without mucking up somebody else's chance to enjoy what they can. And that's it. It's just basic dignity, basic decency. And I think that's pretty much what encompasses morality in terms of what matters anyway. So yeah, that's that.